Hello and welcome to Dream Daddy. Today what I am planning on doing is we're going to number one, romance Robert, because I mean, it needs to happen. I didn't realize that by being a bad dad, I would just completely block him out from being an option. And number two, there is supposedly a surprise ending that we can get that I want to test out. It's called the cult ending. And I don't know. I do know that we have to literally restart it from the very beginning, and so that's why I want to get through Robert first, because I'm going to have to like completely restart it and change up my model, my character. So we'll see how it goes. The nice mail person slides a couple of letters and a large yellow envelope through the slot. It takes a couple of tries for them to get it in. Hey, my coupons. I take a closer look at the large yellow envelope. I lightly knock on Amanda's door. She probably has headphones on. Amanda! He yells through the door. What? I have something for you. I'm kinda busy right now. Can you come back later? Okay, just thought you'd want this big old envelope we got from HIA. Immediately, Amanda pushes her door open. Horn Institute for the Arts? I mean, if you're busy, I can come back. Father, please. I hand her the envelope, which she tears open with her teeth. That's probably bad for your teeth. She doesn't seem to hear me and spits out a piece of envelope. She pulls out a letter and unfolds it. And the suspense is killing me. This is her dream school. Amanda's face is unreadable. Can't believe this. Oh, honey, it's okay if you didn't. I got in. Oh, I got in. Amanda tosses the letter aside and gives me a big hug. Congrats, sweetie. That's amazing. So proud of you. She pulls away and looks at the letter again. Oh my God, I really can't believe I got in. Well, of course you got in. You're a great student, you nailed that interview, and your photography is incredible. Wait, Dad? I know this one's really expensive, and it's so far away. I think for a moment. HIA was one of the more expensive schools that Amanda applied to, and I know she's had her heart set on it for the longest time. It'll be tough, but we're gonna make it work. Really? Of course. Amanda hugs me again. Thanks, Dad. Okay, sweetie. We're celebrating tonight. Dinner, your choice, wherever you want. Wherever? Amanda and I are walking along the bayside, tearing into our foil-wrapped burritos from a nearby food truck. So I know we already played through this part, and I might skip it when we're doing the YouTube, but like it's warm. So like as soon as we're done congratulating our daughter, I will move on to the Robert smooching. You couldn't have chosen a better place to celebrate. Please, Dad. You know I'm a simple gal. Just give me a Rito with a view. I can't say I'm mad. Amanda and I sit on a patch of grass and watch ships sail lazily through the bay. And the dorms are right near a bunch of cafes, and there are all these galleries nearby, and there's a discount if you bring your cart. Amanda, slow down. You're gonna choke on your burrito. I know. I'm just excited. I mentioned that students get their own studio space once they're seniors, and we get all the professional photo editing software for free. I'm never gonna get over that. Like, just thinking about Photoshop for free. Like, there's so much else out there, but just, want it. It's nice to see Amanda so enthusiastic about HIA, but I wish she wouldn't do it between the bites of her burrito. I thought I taught her to chew with her mouth closed. I wonder who my roommate's gonna be. You take a survey online and they match you with someone with a similar major and interests. I bet we're gonna be best friends. Greg and I were. A good roommate and a lifelong friend. Yeah, that's why we're not romancing Craig, because that feels too personal. Don't even get me started on bad roommates. Oh no. I'm just kidding. We didn't have a bad roommate. Our only other roommate was a puppy that Craig brought home one night. He spent a semester fabricating a story about our new foreign exchange student who had a really bad cough that sounded exactly like a dog's bark. Carl ruled. Oh, they let you have animals in the dorms if you get a note saying you need one. I bet I could forge one. I think I'd get a rabbit. Or maybe a snake? Or maybe both. Would a snake eat a rabbit, though? Oh, boy, I think I'll leave that all up to you. She's so excited. I don't want to disappoint her, but I need to be real for a second. So, I had that talk with Mr. Vega. He didn't tell you about the dumpster fire, did he? The what? No. I don't want to put a damper on the good news, but I need you to knock it out of the park these last few months from school, okay? If you really want to go to Horns, we need that scholarship money. I know you can do it. Okay. Promise. I'll try harder. I pat her on the back. Think you can handle a 14-hour drive to come home for the holidays? There's gonna be some treacherous ice roads to cross. Don't even get me started on the paranormal occurrences. Well, it'll be worth it if I get to see you. My eyes immediately well up with tears. Oh, Dad, don't cry. Sorry, I'm just very, very proud of you. You're all grown up now, and you're such a good person, and I hope you know how important you are to me. Can't stop. You're gonna make me cry, too. It's too late, honey. It's happening. Dad, I can't get tears in my burrito. It's gonna make it taste sad. I pull Amanda in for a hug and kiss her on the forehead. Love you, kiddo. Love you too, Pops. Nothing can beat reading in print. I agree. Uh, oh, he's gonna ask me for a run, isn't he? I don't want to run. Yeah, that's not, you don't send that. I distinctly remember that he asks us to run, and we could, but we have a mission. We're going on a trip in a secret rocket ship. Had a lot of fun with Robert the last time we hung out. Not as much fun as we could have, Carousel. We could have had so much more fun. But I'm beginning to wonder if he's dodging me. I've tried messaging him a few times on Dad Book, says he doesn't even read them. I haven't even seen him come out of his house, actually. I decide to send him one last message, figuring that this'll produce the same result. Hey man, don't know where you've been, but we should grab a drink soon. I walk away from the computer because at this point, I know he's not messaging me back anytime soon. I linger in the kitchen. I'm all caught up on work. The house is relatively clean. Maybe I should do something nice for Amanda. Ah, I'll bake her favorite pie. I remember this. I root through the pantry and pull out all the ingredients. This is an old family recipe that I used to make with my grandmother when I was a kid. I lost the actual. Okay, we're gonna fast forward through this because it's uh, almond extract. Ooh, it smells like almonds. Been leading a double life. We're still fast forwarding through all of this. Wait, was my pie good? Shoot. Oh well. So my phone seems to not be liking the connection. I decide to check Dad Book one last time before I climb into bed. Still nothing from Robert. Huh. Hope he's okay. I turn out the lights and lie down. Hey, carousel. Hey, hey, carousel. Hey, I'm outside. Come outside. What is that? I was just on the verge of falling asleep. I climb out of bed and try to identify the source of the dinging. The computer screen illuminates the dark room. I walk over to it, ready to turn it off, when I notice what's happening on screen. Don't make me honk. I will honk. Get out here. Look out my window, and sure enough, there's Robert leaning up against his pickup truck in my driveway. I open my door to try and figure out what's going on. Hey. Hey. Wanna hang? I was kind of sleeping. That's no fun. Hang out. I would argue sleeping is very fun, but I don't have to be anywhere in the morning. Might as well live a little. Yes! Yes, best date, do crime. Sure. Cool. You plan on going out like that? I look down and realize that I am, in fact, not wearing pants. I mean, we could. I mean, I don't mind. The smile, the small smile. Right, 1 second. I run inside and throw on my going out pants, shoes, and a jacket. I grab my keys and meet Robert back outside. Ready? Ready. Hop in. I jump into the passenger seat of his old red pickup truck. I have to move a few empty cigarette packets and gas station receipts out of the way before I can sit. Robert silently starts the car and we drive out of the cul-de-sac. Like Tom Waits. Okay, love Tom Waits. Tom Who, or Hoist That Rag. So, I mean, okay, obviously he wouldn't ask if he didn't care, because that's the kind of person that Robert is. So it's either this or this. Because this feels like it's a an homage. So yeah. I love Before I can answer, Robert turns up the radio. Yep. That's Tom Waits, all right. He lights a cigarette and cracks the windows. We drive together in silence. So, where are we going? Robert doesn't respond. Oh boy, we're gonna get murdered. This is murder's time. We're gonna get murdered. Robert? Oh, I heard you. Still doesn't answer my question. I look out the window and notice that Robert's taking us to the highway. I twiddle my thumbs. Well, whatever I've gotten myself into, it looks like I'm in it for the night. I settle into my seat and watch streetlights go by. I glance over to Robert, who's driving intently. Looks tired, as he always does, but there's something a bit more there that I just can't place. Okay, so it's definitely not this, because he doesn't like that small talk stuff. He doesn't like just like, aha, I gotta fill the silence. That would be a good one. But this one, I think it's Say Nothing, because also you can just barely hear the music. I think it's Say Nothing, because like he explicitly told us in our last date he likes just sitting in silence. So I love the idea that like Robert is just sitting there and he's like, ah, good, he's silent. I have so many eggplants. I remember what Robert said about hating small talk and decide to keep my mind. See, I knew it. He notices me staring. I'm staring at the eggplants that suddenly came out of you because I didn't say anything. Stop looking so nervous. I'm not nervous. I'm a little nervous. Hang on. We're almost there. Almost where? I have no idea where we are. I think we're moving at a slight incline, but I'm not so sure. We eventually come to a stop. Robert gets out of the car and I sit for a second, unsure if he wants me to get out too? What are you waiting for? I hastily exit the car. Robert sits on the bed of his truck and pats the space next to him. Sit down and take in the view. We're on a hill overlooking the city skyline against the bay. Cool night air rustles some trees near us as lights blink in the distance. Off to the side, I can see an entrance to a dense forest. Man, so gorgeous. This is where I come to masturbate. So, what? I'm kidding. What's wrong with you? Here's the thing. Like, saying this is where I come to masturbate, it's like, oh, cool. So that's what we're doing. We're doing mutual, like, I'm here to help you out. I'm fully willing to be a bad dad here, Robert. Kidding. What's wrong with you? This is my little spot where I come to think. It's nice. See the whole city from up here. Really gives you some perspective. Robert reaches behind him and pulls something out from under his jacket. It glints in the moonlight, and I suddenly realize what it is. Ah, shit, that's a Oh. Please don't stab me. Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small piece of wood. Please don't stab me with that either. Robert takes the knife to the piece of wood and starts carving at it. Oh. I breathe a very audible sigh of relief as Robert looks at me sideways. Think I was gonna stab you just now? What? No. Hate to break it to you, but I did in fact bring you out here to harvest your organs. So when we went on the first date, we like just laughed at the stuff, and then he was like, I'm joking. I'm not. But am I? So if we play along like Mary did, we'll be friends. Yeah, well, you think you caught me in your trap, but I knew. For years, I've been putting the most vile junk food in my body in preparation for this day. Come at me, fiend, and reap what you will. 2 steps ahead of you 2 steps ahead of you at all times. That's how I operate. Yeah. Nothing gets past you, does it? Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a folding knife that he opens and hands to me. I'm gonna warn you. The last guy I had a knife fight with lost 3 fingers because he didn't know the 8 basic rules of knife fighting. You're familiar, correct? I honestly can't tell when you're kidding. I'm so many levels of irony deep that I've forgotten what humor is. It's true. Once you get to a certain point of irony, nothing's funny anymore. You're just saying stuff. He and I laugh. It's my favorite smile. I love that. I love it. Have you ever whittled before? Considering I'm not a grandpa, no. What do you mean by that? Well, I just thought you would have a block of wood shipped to you along with your first social security check. Carousel, I'll have you know that whittling is a time-honored tradition enjoyed by both young and old alike. That you're dismissing it before you've even tried it speaks volumes about your character. However, because I've gotten to know you for some time and have come to think of us as friends, I'm willing to attribute it to ignorance instead of malice. It feels like you're being mean. What I'm trying to say is, go get that stick. Robert motions to a good-looking stick on the ground. Perfect for potential whittling. Pick it up. Most important thing to remember while whittling is to cut with the grain, not against it. If you cut against the grain, the wood is going to splinter. Getting hurt comes with the territory. Look at my damn hands. I look at his damn hands. They're calloused and covered in little white scars. They are very nice hands. Can't make a stick omelet without breaking a few hand eggs. Fantastic. I love it. Whoop. Can I only turn it that way? What if I want to... Oh, what a good start. What is it? Knitting needle. I mean, okay, so he specifically said like, "Oh, hey, you did this thing, so knitting needle." But only one. Useless knitting. I did. Oh, do I get more? Trying to see if I can like... No, it looks like just no matter what I do, there's a specific... Oh, okay. Okay. I did it. I did. What a tongue depressor. We're gonna use it. I should put that in my first aid kit. Never know when you might need one. Tongue depressor. Now what happens if I just like... What's the story here? Okay, so toothpick, bubble popper. Something to make me look tougher? Working. I think you could take me in a fight. Probably. Really? That feels like high honor. Rotate it. This feels like those oh, did I mess up? Cheap chimkin nugget. I don't think you'd like that. I don't know. That's Blanchett. But it doesn't have the little hole in it. Now all you need to do is carve up a board and we're all set. You also maybe need to carve a ghost. Okay, I wanna... It needs a hole. A tiny, tiny hole. No, this feels... Oh, nice form. What's it supposed to be? It me. Or it's Robert. You finally captured my likeness. I'm impressed. Made Robert, I guess. It looks like a peep. It looks like a flat peep. Shh. Oh, we're getting less complicated. The ambidextrous chopstick. It's it's a stick. Good job. Yay me. Oh, this is big block of wood. Is there okay, so like I can see there's a line there. Can I cut it? This isn't knife safety at all. Ooh. Ah. If you keep this up, you'll be whittling like a pro in no time. Me, oh, I like swan, I like duck, but friend? Made a new friend. Beautiful. I'm happy for it. I like the fact that, like, okay, so Robert very much is the, hardened criminal, whatever, like, does all the tough stuff, but whenever it comes to stuff like me saying, oh, I made a new friend, he's like, very happy for you. Like, he's a good dad. He is earnestly a good dad. New friend. I just cutting this down little by little. Okay, there you go. It was like one piece that was sticking on there. Beautiful handiwork, but what do you call it? Can I rotate it? Sir Horsing, Amanda made Sir Horsington and made fan fiction of Sir Horsington. Brave and noble name for a brave and noble creature. Yeah, gift for Amanda! I made a horse. I made a horse. I made a horse. Robert and I sit in silence for a while, carving out pieces of wood. I think, I think I'm getting the hang of this. It's actually kind of relaxing. I glance over to see what Robert's working on. He's carving smaller wooden knife. Ah! While I'm distracted, the knife slices into my thumb. Blood gushes all over my little wooden carving. Oh God, no! Sir Horsington! Sir Horsington's covered in blood! No! Um. Oh, okay. I was just like, okay, yeah, he says, Robert is lost in carving and doesn't notice me bleeding everywhere. Uh, Robert still doesn't notice? Robert, I'm dying. Robert, I'm dying. Bleeding to death. Robert finally looks over. He reaches into his jacket again. Jesus, how much stuff does this guy keep in there? And pulls out a red... So it says red bandana. I read it as red banana. Just, he peels it and there's like a blood kit in there. He wraps it around my thumb. Hold tight. He hops off the truck and I can hear him rummaging around in his car. He comes back a moment later with a well-stocked first aid kit. He said something early with the tongue depressor. He was like, "Oh yeah, I could put that in my first aid kit." Robert carefully wipes all the blood off my hands and swipes a bit of antiseptic into the cut. With surprising gentleness, he places a bit of gauze on the wound and wraps it all up. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. He hands me what's left of the tube of antiseptic. Make sure to keep that cut clean. It's oddly touching and a little sexy. I guess I'm a real whittler now. Bet you are. Careful though, they're attracted to the smell of blood. Wait, what? What's attracted to the smell of blood? Cryptids. Tons of them out here, you know. Cryptids? Like Mothman and stuff. Yes, like Mothman. Show me Mothman. I will romance the crap out of Mothman. Mothman's bullshit. No, he's not. No, he's not. Fight me, Robert. I'll take you to fight. I've got this pointy stick and an ambidextrous chopstick. Mothman is bullshit, but yeah. This town's a hotbed for cryptozoological occurrences. You're joking. Oh, how I wish I were. I'm a skeptic myself, or at least I thought I was. There are things in these woods that we can't possibly comprehend. I think about my entire time in the city. Aside from the occasional stray coyote, I don't think it's too bad. You ever hear of the Dover ghost? Was his first name Benjamin? I don't think so. Well, let me tell you a story. I was out in the woods here on a weekend camping trip with Betsy. You know Betsy. You don't know Betsy, but she's a big pup. Pit bull. Real intimidating. Feel safe around her. First night goes without incident. I get some solitude. Betsy gets to pee wherever she wants. All good stuff. Second day, I get the idea into my head that I can hike deeper into the woods, probably against my better judgment, but hey, just having a fun camping trip, right? So me and Betsy start marching in the morning. It's a little late, and we set up camp, but it's different this night. Real quiet. I can't hear the birds, the crickets, squirrels, nothing. Dead silent. Then it happens. I hear the most unholy growl I've ever heard in my life, right outside my tent. Me and Betsy, we go to investigate. We look around the clearing. There's this feeling. Not sure if I can quite describe it. I know something, watching us. Betsy, though, she's scared. Never seen her like that. And when she's scared, I know that I should be too. Then I see it in the distance. A man, but something that didn't know what a man was supposed to look like made it. It looked wrong. Big. Arms too long for its body. Black eyes. It just stood there and stared at me. Then it disappears. I hear one yelp from Betsy, and I turn around to check on her, but she's gone. Thin air. I didn't sleep at all in my tent that night, and I don't think I've slept right since. That's bullshit. That is 100% grade A bullshit. Okay, but you're full of shit. I love the, like, stern face, but he's like, yeah, you get me, you know what's up. You think I'm lying? Robert pulls out his wallet and shows me a picture of a beautiful pit bull. Tell that to Betsy. Say that if you listen closely on quiet nights just like tonight, and hear the howl of the Dover ghost. A howl resonates through the woods. It doesn't sound like a regular howl. It's so guttural. Even from far away, something about it makes my skin crawl. Okay, Robert. Real funny. I turn to look at Robert, and he's white as a sheet. You're messing with me. Right? I was messing with you up until literally just now. I totally made that camping story up. I strain my eyes to scan the forest line, trying to see where the howl originated from. Off in the distance, I see something. So far away, I can barely make out a shape. It looks human, but it's dragging something. See that? We should go. Robert and I slowly back away and get into the truck. He turns off his headlights and we make a slow crawl away back onto the road. Too scared to look back. What was that? Dover ghost, I guess. I chuckle nervously. This time he doesn't seem like he's messing with me. Or maybe someone illegally dumping garbage on a wildlife preserve. Yeah, that's the story we'll tell ourselves. We sit in silence for a while longer, the fear of whatever that was slowly subsiding as we get closer to the city. Thanks for coming out. This was fun. Sorry I haven't been in touch. I've just been in a way lately. Had to get out of the house. Had to be around somebody. Doing okay, man? Robert thinks for a second and lights another cigarette. A lot of thinking. Takes a long drag. As I get older, I feel more and more that I'm just drowning in this sea of regret. I was so busy chasing after these things that I thought would make me happy that I didn't think about anyone else. All I cared about was myself. I didn't even think. Robert stops. I wait for him to finish his thought, but he just stares at the road. Maybe I'm just built like this. Or maybe I do it to myself. Maybe it's my own choice that I'm as unhappy. Try to think of something to say. I remember all of the times in my life when I've been sad, and there's a great many of them, but there was always a light at the end of the tunnel, something I held on to that kept me going. Something so resigned about the way Robert's talking. It's not that sucks. You don't just say that sucks when someone's like, I'm going into a depression spiral. That sucks. I'm glad you told me. That feels very like open and honest. Maybe we deserve to be eaten by the Dover ghost. Ugh. Ugh. This one feels very Robert, but this one feels very true to us, you know? Like this one feels like, thank you for trusting me. It must have taken a lot for you to want to tell somebody this. You're a mysterious guy, Robert. You don't have to be. You ever wish you were a better father? I think about it for a second. All the time. You can read all the parenting books you want, but nothing will ever prepare you for raising a child. There's so much stuff I regret, or wish that I could have done better. But I don't have the answers. I don't know if anyone does. It's funny. I look at you and your relationship with your daughter, and it seems perfect. It isn't. At least you're there for her. Stare out the window at the blur of passing trees. I just hope I'm a better father to my kid than my dad was to me. So, Carousel the character. I have it all planned out of like his relationship with his sister, and at this point it has been revealed basically what his relationship to his sister is. But I haven't really revealed what it is with his parents. Because on one hand, like I always liked the idea, because in the Invisible Sun campaign that we do Saturdays, Carousel is like he just kind of he went down. He didn't so much like how did Neil Gaiman put it for Crowley? It's not that he fell from grace, more like gently sauntered down. He found a person who happened to do crime, and sometimes for the right reasons, and so he joined that group. But I never thought of it as his parents kicking him out and being like, "No, you are no son of mine," and more of like him just caring about his family so much and so deeply that he did not want to bring his troubles to them, you know? He didn't want to make them suffer through him. If ever he was found out, if ever he got caught, which he doesn't plan on happening anytime soon, but if it happened, at least his parents could honestly say, we haven't seen him for 20 plus years. We have no idea what he's been doing. And so I don't know. I don't know if this is true to Carousel. What did your dad do? It's more about what he didn't do. He was quiet, stoic. Don't think he ever once told me that he loved me. He cared more about his work than he ever did about me or my mom. Hate him? No, I used to, but after I became a parent, I just kind of feel bad for him. He missed out on my whole childhood. When I think about all of the happiest moments in my life, they're all with Amanda and Alex. And he just wasn't there. It hurt like hell when I had to leave him to die in that Belarusian prison. What? I turn and smile at him. Nah, he's retired in Florida with my mom. Go there every Christmas. Ah! I didn't even do that one. We both break out into laughter, and he pats me on the shoulder. Look at that smile! Look at that rat man smile! We drive the rest of the way in silence, listening to the radio and watching the bright lights of the city grow bigger. Robert drops me off at my place. As I'm about to close the passenger door, I realize that I still have Robert's pocket knife in my jacket. I pull it out and offer it back to him. You hold on to that. Never know when you might need it. Night, Robert. Have a safe drive home. Robert smirks, then pulls away. He then immediately pulls into his driveway, which is one over from mine. That's the thing, like, one over. Y'all are neighbors. Why aren't you, like, I'd have the little, like, cup on a string just, like, set up between the houses. What are you doing, Robert? He gets out and waves. Bird. I tiptoe into the house, careful not to wake Amanda up. Whoa, where'd you come from? I look around and spot Amanda coming out of the kitchen with a glass of water. I thought you were sleeping. Oh, Robert woke me up to go cryptid hunting. You know the Mothman is bullshit, right? He's not. Why do you... It's like they know. They know that Carousel went and romanced a moth and, like, can't say anything about it now. Amanda, Lang. You know what? It's fine. I think about the conversation I had with Robert in the car as Amanda starts walking towards her room. Hey, Amanda. Stops. I love you. It's weird when you say it outright and sincerely like that, but I love you too. Night. I chuckle to myself, then finally decide to go to bed. This is at like 3 a.m. I did really well, I'm not gonna lie. I think I got as many eggplants in me as I possibly could. Dad band. You can really hear the Dan Avidan voice acting there. Handy. Whiskey. We didn't have any whiskey. This is that one regret. Crime, cryptids, and the Dover Ghost. We got an S rank. So like I think we're gonna get the best possible date or Robert ending that we can. Third date ending.